developers. The first thing is communication. Spend your time trying to learn how to actually communicate properly. The other thing is, like I said, dev work is not very easy. It's very exhausting. You can't work. I keep telling people, you need to think yourself like a footballer. Footballers have a lifespan. True or not? That is the same lifespan a software developer has. You are working more than 8 hours a day, sometimes 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours, depending on the project you're working on. When you translate the number of hours you're working to a normal person who does 8 to 5, you are literally doing double the hours. That means 15 years of your job, like the ones I've done, is actually 30 years in a normal career. That means, personally, in my normal career, I'm 55. I am ready for retirement. That means the money you're making, you must save well. You don't have so much time in the industry. 2, you must find how else you're going to contribute to that industry. Coding is not the only thing we have. There are other things. You can come to product management. So nice. You can go to project management. The other things. So you also need to have a career trajectory where you're going to go. Just don't put limitations in your mind. Don't put limitations. Then the other thing is fear of missing out. You know, FOMO, it has something you have to reconcile with. You're doing software engineering has lots of tracks. Yeah, cybersecurity, here front end, back end. You need to choose your track and keep in it. That's only how you get good at it. If you decided to do back end, be the best there is at it. So that fear of missing out is something you're going to have to deal with, yeah, every day until you get over it. And you say, what, I'm done. But it takes also getting to know who you are. What am I good at? What am I going to be good at? So fear of missing out is something, please work on it. Decide which track am I taking? Am I taking front end, back end? I mentor a lot. Yeah, I do mentoring of women a lot. But I have taken my lane. I only mentor women in STEM. The rest, I will find you somewhere to go. So I moved into product management. After 13 years at MTN, I left. I love MTN. Don't even. It's my baby. It's my home. I go there a lot. Up to now, it's home, literally. It's my home. Because I got there after university. Straight after. 6 months after uni. Finishing, I think, May exams. In October, I reported to MTN. So it's my home. So I left. Then after that, I worked a remote role in 2022 to 2023. The company was in the US. I was here as a remote worker. So I know that experience. After 1 year, I quit. It's nice to work a remote role, but it has its disadvantages. My other teammate was in South Africa, London, and Nigeria. It was a lot. So I left. I decided to go home and rest. After 14 years of tech work, it's exhausting. Guys, it's exhausting. So I went home and slept for 6 months. I thought I could sleep. So right now, I'm doing project management still. But right now, I'm overhauling a bank, one of the banks in Uganda. I won't tell you which one. I'm overhauling. Right now, I'm designing 4 apps for the bank, right? Now, the first thing is communication. Developers, people on black screens. Yeah? We always assume people understand what we're talking about. But we need to be able to simplify that language very simplistically to other people who don't understand the technology world. Yeah? One of the reasons our tech team at MTN was very happy that I moved to marketing is that you already understand these things. We don't have to over-explain to you. That's why those are the reasons they give me. Fuchs, now we no longer need to over-explain. But it's not true. I'm not in MTN any longer. And those developers have to explain to someone else what is being done and what isn't. So spend your time trying to learn how to actually communicate properly, yeah, to explain. The first time I moved to product management in MTN is in marketing. So the marketing function at MTN is the core of the business. It's not engineering. Believe it or not, it's not engineering at all. It is marketing. So product management resides there. And when it resides there, that means personally I had to learn how to communicate because I was at the middle of the developer and the person designing the brand and comms. Okay? So if I can't speak about my product so well, the person doing the brand and comms, the billboards, the radio adverts you're seeing wouldn't be right. They would take even a longer time trying to interpret what I'm saying to be able to get that work done. The other thing is, like I said, dev work is not very easy. It's very exhausting. You can't work. I keep telling people, you need to think yourself like a footballer. Also love football. Footballers have a lifespan. True or not? That is the same lifespan a software developer has. You're working more than 8 hours a day, sometimes 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours, depending on the project you're working on. When you translate the number of hours you're working to a normal person who does 8 to 5, you're literally doing double the hours. That means 15 years of your job, like the ones I've done, is actually 30 years in a normal career. That means, personally, in my normal career, I'm 55. I am ready for retirement. Do you understand? So you must know that I have a shorter lifespan than most people's careers. So by the time I get to age 40, I'm either quitting and moving on to other things, but what am I going to go to? Am I going to go into business? What kind of business will I be doing? Because you have a lifespan. The number of hours you're working are many. Please just do the math for yourself. If you don't believe me, do the math. Start counting this week. Just take 1 week and count how many hours I'm actually spending coding. So that means the money you're making, you must save. Well, you don't have so much time in the industry. 2, you must find how else you're going to contribute to that industry. Coding is not the only thing we have. There are other things. You can come to product management. So nice. You can go to project management, the other things. So you also need to have a career trajectory where you're going to go. The day I said I was moving away from engineering, mainstream engineering to product management, guys used to ask me, what are you going to do in marketing? For me, I knew where I was going. Product management wasn't a role that was there then. There wasn't a name for it in 2013. Yeah? But for me, I knew what I was going to do. I knew. In my head, I had a structure I was going to do. My boss then was so excited. Someone from engineering had allowed to go to marketing. Because that is the time, things were becoming so technical, they were failing to catch up. Mainstream marketers were failing to catch up. In 2024, they are still failing to catch up. The world of business and marketing has started intersecting. Who has heard of the word MarTech? MarTech, who has heard of it? Marketing and technology. They have started meeting, marketing and technology. Today, an advertising company needs a coding person to sit there, a software developer to sit there. Who has seen it? You haven't seen it yet. Please pay attention. People in advertising need people in software development to sit there. They are doing what we call digital marketing. Digital marketing today, all companies want digital marketing. They are not able to manage it themselves. How do you think an advertising agency is managing to do social media management for 30 companies? How do you think they're able to do that? It's impossible to do it without technology today. So right now we have technology tools that are able to schedule social media for even 200 companies at once. And you can schedule those posts and they'll go out themselves. But a normal marketer today with basic marketing without any tech can't handle. That's the truth. So stop thinking about, in a narrow way, your career. There are so many broader ways to think about it. But I want you guys to just take your time and actually learn and actually do a lot of research on what's going on. Africa, Uganda might not give you a very good picture, but a global view might help. Check what is going on in Europe, in the UK, in the US. Try and understand what's going on. Go to LinkedIn and look for jobs. You know the job category? Not necessarily to look for your own job. Just go and see what kind of jobs people are posting. Then when you see the jobs they are posting, go in and check the requirements they're actually asking for. Yeah? And don't align yourself to just the tech industry. We are going to stay in the tech industry. The marketing industry has nobody. The health industry doesn't have people. The other industry verticals don't have people. You must be able to think broader than that. You understand, broader than that. The banking industry is also another one, okay? As much as you think they are so aligned with a lot of software developers, it's not true, yeah? They also need a lot of work in there to be able to support what they're doing, right? Yeah, that's the truth. I won't tell you the truth, but yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, so personally as a person, I'm very open-minded, yeah? Anything can be done. I don't have a limitation in my brain that tells me I can't do this, I can't do that, yeah? I don't have such limitations in my mind. Recently, I met a guy. I want to tell you about him because he's your, what we call, okay. So in the work I'm doing, I was allocated a guy to do design for me. You know, user interface design, because me, I do the user experience design as part of project management, but I can't do user interface design. User interface design is a function that is not available readily in this country. They are designers, but they don't do flyers. The apps you're doing, okay, so in the journey of design or of development, we have what we call a product manager first. So my work comes first in the development journey. I listen to what the manager wants or the person you're developing a product wants. Then I design the user experience, right? And then I give it to a user interface designer to design the interfaces. Then a developer codes them. That's the proper that's the proper way. That's what is supposed to be done. It's not what you're experiencing, but I hope you get to experience that because it's really beautiful when you actually get those interfaces. Because you don't have to worry, where is the icon? What does this look like? What are the colors I'm supposed to use? Because that's not really your job. You understand? As a design, like it should be provided for you, right? So that is why I went to marketing, because I needed to understand why the colors are that way, why the branding is this way. Yeah? So I was allocated a user interface designer. But the guy was brought into this country from Sri Lanka. So this is a true story. So he's around right now. I wish I came with him for you to see him because I wanted you to. So when he came and started working with me, I asked him, tell me your story. The guy is actually not a user interface designer. He learned user interface design on his own. He's actually a computer scientist. So this guy actually designs and codes his own designs. So recently I was with him, and he had a piece of work given to him by a guy in France and another guy in London. These are the guys you're competing with, by the way. Now, the work he's doing, he's even annoyed that the other coder failed to code what he had designed. Yeah, and he's like, let the guy give me the code, me, I'll fix the code. You know, that is how good he is. He has learned how to do his work as a computer scientist. He can, any back-end, front-end he can do, he can also design. You understand? Yeah? So just don't put limitations in your mind. Don't put limitations. Then the other thing is fear of missing out. You know, FOMO? It has something you have to reconcile with. You're doing software engineering has lots of tracks. Yeah? Cybersecurity, you're here, front end, back end. You need to choose your track and keep in it. That's only how you get good at it. Don't start saying, maybe I should have, because your friend has become very successful in cybersecurity. You start thinking, why didn't I take that track? Okay? Please stop. Take your track and get good at it. Recently, I was looking for someone who could do websites like WordPress. I know it may sound simplistic, but I couldn't find a good person who could do that. You understand? So please keep in your track. I know, it's true, but I'm telling you, it's a true story. Me, I do a lot of work in the tech space. I'm telling you, keep in your track. If you decided to do back end, be the best there is at it. Yeah? I run a tech company. I have a guy who is a back end, a front end, and a designer, and no one even wants to do the other's work. The other one will tell me, that's not mine. But you guys, those guys are extremely good at what they do because they have decided this is my track, let me perfect it. Yeah? So that fear of missing out is something you're going to have to deal with, yeah, every day until you get over it. And you say, what, I'm done. But it takes also getting to know who you are. What am I good at? What am I going to be good at? So fear of missing out is something, please work on it. You're still young. I had someone here is a first year. Oh my God. You have a long way to go. Where is he? He's there. You have a long way to go. But you have to decide which track am I taking? Am I taking front end, back end? I mentor a lot. Yeah, I do mentoring of women a lot. But I have taken my lane. I only mentor women in STEM. The rest, I will find you somewhere to go. But me, that's where I'm going. That is my track, and that I'm okay with it, you know? I'm okay with what I've chosen. I'm okay that I'm a product manager. I'm okay that I'll not really code again. I can code now, but I will do low code. I'll not do the heavy work. I'm okay. I reconciled with myself. We are good, you know? I will get him to do the back end and front end for me, and I will manage him, and I'll tell him, the colors are not nice. That's not working, you know? But I've come to terms with that so that I can get as good as I can get. Because remember, I'm not competing with myself. I'm competing at an international stage. So when I got that job, that remote role, the guy was in Texas, my boss. He kept telling me, are you sure you're in Uganda? He had to fly here to see me. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because they could not get people in Africa at all. Their employees are in Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa. They had no one else outside of those three countries, but they were trying to diversify. The guy comes here and says, are you sure? Are you sure? I have to come and see you myself, physically. Yeah? So what are we going to do? Me, I love Uganda. Okay, I'm not from Uganda originally, but I love Uganda. I'm here to build Uganda, but I want you guys to really grow. I want us to be able to say that we have an army of Ugandans who can do this, we can do all these projects. Yeah? The other thing is visibility. Please be visible. Software developers, we have two problems. I will do a project for 3 years and hide it. I don't want anyone to see it. True or false? Stop. All of you, I'm asking you today, please get a LinkedIn account. If you don't have one, okay, go and check mine. First, connect with me. 2, check out mine, copy paste. I mean it. Yeah? Next. Primera Muthoni. I use my names everywhere. Please, guys, get a LinkedIn account. Professional photo on it, and give us everything you've done. Stop shying away that I did one project and what. Put everything there, okay? You must believe in yourself. Someone came and said, here, I now believe in myself. It was you. Please believe in your work, okay? The beauty about tech is if I don't know something, I can ask before I show a client, right? If I can't code something, can't I ask my friend before I show a client? Yeah. So why don't you want to be confident with your work, people? LinkedIn accounts, visibility, post on it, share your friend's work, like your friend's work, and tell us what you do in your entirety. Please. For me, if I'm going to employ you, I'm going to go to LinkedIn. You have no LinkedIn account, please don't talk to me. You have to be visible. Now, if we do work in our company, and you're not, if we do work in our company and you're not sharing, what am I going to do with you? For us, we have to share what we do. We have to have visibility, right? Yeah? So, fear of missing out, visibility, yeah? Being confident with what you're doing. Stay in your lane of what you have chosen. Unless things don't work out, don't overstick in it. If something doesn't, if you choose something, and after like 2 years, give yourself 2 years every single time. Is what I learned from myself, that if I am trying to be good at something, I need at least 2 years to get to a place of stability on something, yeah? So if you've not been working on something for 2 years, don't yet give up, okay? Third year, it's not still working out, please, it's okay. Move to the next thing and learn something new, okay? Then after 5 years, which we call the 10,000 hour rule, right? We are actually really good at something. Yeah, you have my permission to go to something new and try something new. Because that one thing, if you chose front end, you're really good at it at that point. You can do it with your eyes closed. Then there you can go and choose another thing to work on. Yeah? Yeah. The other thing is choose to be mentored. Yeah? Choose to be mentored. Don't stay in your private space. Mentoring is in various spaces. The men are going to look at me like we have done these programs for women and they don't have anything. There are also spaces where you can be mentored. Asking for an internship, okay, which is mostly unpaid in a company where you want to learn more, is a good way to get to learn. No one is going to refuse to have you for 2 months, 3 months, you know, in their spaces, and you learn from other developers that are really good at what you're doing. It's the one way. Because most of them are really busy, you may not find them after hours, or you may not be able to find them in normal days, right? Yeah? Right? Yes. Yeah, so choose to be mentored. All right. So I'll meet you some other day.
My question is, how do you handle competing? Like, how do you be the best? Because I've had a lot of it and it's only nice stuff. So how do you handle the competition and priorities?
All right. So first, never conform. You know, I don't know. Conformity is you have been given a certain journey and you have to go that journey. Not that you're finished, they expect you to do like something in a certain way. Okay, let me give it. For example, now, you said you're doing websites, right? Now, you need to be able to understand, okay? You're doing WordPress. Have you experienced WordPress VIP?
No.
Aha. Now, I have a project of a website in WordPress. The first thing I did was call WordPress because I wanted them to do WordPress VIP for me. WordPress VIP allows me to even do curated themes for WordPress. I have built a WordPress website whose theme had been created by WordPress. I debugged it and sent them the bugs. Do you get me? Like, stop conforming. Just say, I gave you a website. Don't allow to conform to things that have been given to you. When you see something and someone gives you a project to do, don't conform to it. What can I do outside of it? You know, just think outside not the box, outside like the sky is not the ceiling. What can you do with what you're being given? You understand? So next week, I have a meeting with someone from WordPress VIP. They had first refused to see me because I think they thought it was Uganda. It was too low. I wrote her another email and showed her exactly why she needed to talk to me. The next email was, here's my calendar, book me. Please, no. Just because you're like, I don't even know where she is. I think she's in Europe somewhere. No, I'm in Uganda, but you're going to listen to me and what I want. You get me? So don't conform to what people have given you. Don't conform to projects. That's because I've been given a project, always think, how can I add value? Because me, that's what I think. Every time I'm asking, how can I add value to this? You understand? Right now, I'm building 4 apps, yeah, for a business, and they're already similar apps in the business, in the market right now. But you guys, when I roll those apps in the market, you will see the difference. Like, I am building them with so much energy because I have checked all other apps of my competitors and I have to beat them. I'm like, what? This, let's do this. Like, you get it? So by the time I finish my work, it's always above the usual. Not that I'm getting paid that much, but always be above. Always be above what is the required. What can I do different? You know? I'll go and open other apps. Even now, I left MTN, but it doesn't matter where I go. If I find a telco feature, which is MTN doesn't have, I always send to MTN. They're like, thank you. They take it to development. They don't even ask me questions. That's how much they are still my friends, because they know when Primera has seen something, it is for adding value. You get me? So I send it. There's a feature I sent, I think like 3 months ago. They're already building it. I no longer work there, but I will give you everything that I have seen. You understand? And they know. They still have a WhatsApp group where I am allowed to put work. True story. I'm still allowed to give them feedback and what I really want. Okay, I didn't tell you a story. So I actually worked for MTN for like 6 years and left. I left MTN in June of 2015. But in my team were only 2, me and my boss. December 22nd, they called me. Primera, we have advertised your job twice. No one is taking the job. They didn't give me an option. They told me you're reporting on 2nd Jan. What? So I reported on 2nd Jan 2017 and worked for another 5.5 years. Thank you. What's another question? So you have to add value. Like, you can't breathe and sleep. Like, for me, MTN gives me work. By half year, I'm already half through my work. Like, what is the next thing we are doing? You get, eh? Like, when you work for a company, give it your all. Like, if you're employed by whoever is employing you, even your job, give it your all. Yeah? Don't be the person who complains about what no one can. No, you're not. MTN, by the way, people used to go for training in South Africa, but me, I have never gone. I never went for those trainings. But they are not, it's not like, they didn't promise me when they employed me, did they? Me, I was promised a job, a salary at the end of the month, and to give my best. You get me? Yeah? So that complaining over, I'm not getting this, no one owes you a damn thing in a job. No one owes you. Your work is to build yourself. That doesn't make sense. Build your value. Build your value. MTN used to give us 50% for education. They would refund you. Basically, if you spend 1 million shillings on your education, they would give you back 50%. I did a diploma, certificate, postgraduate, master's, they paid. That is how I was paying myself back. You get me? Yeah. So wherever you're going to get a job, you're going to give 200%. You're going to understand everything HR gives you. You're going to maximize that and build yourself. So today, does that master's belong to MTN? Do those papers belong to them? They belong to me, right? Did I give them everything I could have given them? I gave them 200%. Even now, I can give them whatever I have. Yeah? Because I love the company. Not that I look at the bad things or the negatives. There will always be something bad or good about a company. But give everything you have. People will always notice it and give you what you need. Yeah. Okay. Any other